Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this afternoon time for a album review. It's early afternoon doing this album review for Within Destruction's Animetal album that came out April 11th, but I didn't review it then because I wasn't sure if I was wanting to review this record. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to from Within Destruction's new record, Animetal, and I'll let you know what I thought of this record overall for the runtime it went for. So let's dive into Within Destruction's new album review. Well, kind of new album review. It's like a month and a half old. So let's dive into this review. Now it's pretty much. I'm trying to look into who the bandmates are for this band, but overall, would I say I like this record? No. Starts with Animetal, and that's kind of annoying of a song. I wasn't really feeling for the vocals from, apparently his name's Rob Rupnik. I don't know, this just didn't work for how it was sounding production wise and mixing. It was really all over the place, this track. And I mean, I can understand the concept behind this record because it's talking about anime and I guess their love for anime, which is fine. Which I don't trash anime. I love anime, but I don't like how the production is in this song because it's overproduced and over the top cringe. So it's not working for me with the screaming vocals and also with how this overall execution of the song sounds. It's pretty bad. So 2.75 out of 5. It's a disappointment. Demon Child's the next song, and that's another cringy track that I can't get on board with. Rob's singing in it is kind of underwhelming, even with his screaming potential. It just doesn't work too much and mesh up well. His screaming potential's not bad for this record, but it's just how it's executed with the way the production is sounding in this whole record. So give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Sorry about that, guys. Had to pause the video for a second. My mom needed my assistance for a moment with something. So, pretty much Demon Child is a bad song. It was not good. It's a 2.75 out of 5. What a letdown of a track. So, the next track is Kanashibari. I believe is how you pronounce it. Kanashibari. Another terrible song I can't get on board with. I'm just not feeling for it. The mixing and the production and how Rob singing in it is sounding. It's, or Rock, I meant to say. So apparently it's Rock Rupnik. I've been saying Rob by mistake, so for that I am sorry if I missaid his name. So Rock Rupnik is his name. So Rock's vocals sound a little produced in this, and it's just not working. So, and the screaming potential does have its moments, but it just doesn't even make the song execute well. So 2.75 out of 5. Not a good track. Bitter Embrace is probably the only good song on this record that I can appreciate. At least it sounded interesting with his Rock's vocals. And I know I said Rob at the beginning of the review, and for that I'm sorry. I thought his name was Rob. I just guess I was reading it wrong. But overall, Bitter Embrace is a 4.5 out of 5. It's probably the only good song on this record. Fate Separate is actually a decent one. It's probably another one I could probably come back to. This might grow on me, but I don't know. But from what I listen to, Rock's vocals actually work with his regular vocals from time to time, and they make it produce. They're producing and mixing it a little well in the fourth and fifth track. So 4 out of 5 and 4.5 out of 5 for the fourth track too, Bitter Embrace, and also 4 out of 5 for Fate Separate. Cybergirl is a disappointing track. I just was not a fan of the production in this. This sounded like garbage. It just didn't do very well. And it's just the production, the trap beats, all that shit in this track. It just didn't work. There's a lot of electronics in this track that really are massively overproduced and could have used a lot more work. And honestly, they're supposed to be a metal band, but they're kind of relying on a production of electronics in this record. But overall, Cybergirl's a 2.75 out of 5. Then we get to Incomplete, another average track that I thought was okay. It's not terrible, but it's not the worst. So it's a 3.5 out of 5 for Incomplete. Rock's vocals actually work from time to time in this song, but execution-wise, it's average at best. Then we get to Stay Forever, another song that I can probably get on board with a little bit, but it's fairly mediocre for what it goes for. So it's a 3.75 out of 5 for this one. I think execution-wise, Rock's vocals work from time to time, but it depends. Because this one's in the middle with me. 3.75 out of 5. Automaton. Or Automaton, if I'm pronouncing it right. 2.75 out of 5. This song sucked ass. It was so disappointing with the production, and I was very disappointed with how it sounded. So, Rock's vocals with his electronic production vocals and just the way the song is sounding is very cringy. So, 2.75 out of 5. Hide and Sick. Another bad song I'm not a fan of. I was trying to like this, but I couldn't find any good moments in this track that I can appreciate. A 2.75 out of 5. Torment is the next track, and I mean, it tries, but it just fails in the execution as well. So another 2.75 out of 5 for this song. It was just cringe all around. I was not a fan of this track for how it sounded. And finally, the closing track, A Love That Slowly Died, was the worst song on the record. The production in this track, with how it's mixed, with the melody and everything. For 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you're in for a bunch of bullshit with this track. This song sucked. Rock's electronic produced vocals don't work with this song. And this song is cringe all around. This is probably the worst track on this record. So, 2 out of 5. So overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Within Destruction's Animetal is a bad record. I was very disappointed with this album. I was really trying to like some moments in this, but when I first heard Animetal, I thought I was going to like it, but then it got really repetitious and annoying. And it kind of is an annoying track a little bit. It tries, but it just fails in the execution. So this record is quite a bad record and will be on my worst albums of 2025. So if I were to give Within Destruction's Animetal album a score, it's a 4.5 out of 10. Fuck this record. It sucked. It can go in the garbage bin because it's a terrible album. The production in it is weak as hell. And it's just, there's a few songs I can return to, like Bitter Embrace and Fate Separate. After that, most of them are mediocre to very bad. So that's pretty disappointing. When you put all your cards down and you want to give this record a chance, like if you want to like listen to it, give it a chance and see what you think of it. I'm that kind of person that is very open to new albums and some new material, but as long as it executes well, then that's all that matters. If it doesn't execute well, like this hunk of garbage, then no, it didn't execute well. The execution was weak as hell with this record. It it just was terrible all around with the songwriting. Some of the way, not the songwriting, but it's just the song production, the mixing, just how it overall sounds with the melodies and structure wise. This record didn't do it for me. So 4.5 out of 10 for Animetal by Within Destruction. Quite an annoying record for the most part. And with that being said, thanks for watching this album review this afternoon.